Hi guys, in honor of Halloween tomorrow, I decided I wanted to do kind of a Halloween themed video. Halloween's my favorite holiday. I love all things scary, and it's a perfect excuse to eat a bunch of candy. I know a couple years ago I did a Movie Monday, I think it was, of my 5 favorite horror movies, so I thought it'd be fun to do a list of my favorite horror TV shows. The first horror TV show I want to recommend to you guys is Hannibal. This ran from 2013 to 2015, and it is based off of the book series. I own a few of the books, and I've already seen all of the movies, so I was really excited when this one came out. Unfortunately, it did get canceled, but we got 3 seasons of it. This is about Hannibal Lecter, who is a psychiatrist, and he's trying to help this criminal profiler named Will Graham. He has a lot of mental issues due to his job, but what people don't actually know is that Hannibal is a serial killer and he eats his victims. This is extremely gory, but it's done so beautifully. But when he's preparing the foods, they just look so fantastic, and everything is just so elegant in this show. This one is not for the faint of heart though, so definitely don't watch it if you're squeamish, but I really loved this show. The next show I want to recommend is Supernatural. This show is still going on, but unfortunately I don't watch it anymore. I think I stopped watching in like season 7 or 8, but the first few seasons were absolutely fantastic. They were the perfect kind of like Monster a Week show. This is about 2 brothers who decide to go and look for their father, who has gone missing on a hunting trip, and what he's hunting are ghosts. So every week you do get a different kind of monster, and it was always really creepy. Unfortunately, it did go downhill when they got into the whole heaven and hell thing. I know a lot of people still really like this show, but the first few seasons were the scariest, and I still love to rewatch those first 3 seasons. Next on the list is Bates Motel. I'm sure a lot of people already saw this one as well if you're into the horror genre. This is taken from Alfred Hitchcock's movie Psycho, only it's about Norman Bates growing up in this hotel with his mother. I actually have not finished this show yet. I've only watched the first like 2 or 3 seasons. Freddie Highmore plays Norman Bates, and I thought he did a fantastic job on this. Obviously, if you've seen Psycho, you know how this is going to have to end, but there are still a lot of surprises that you wouldn't see coming. But I definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't seen it and you love Psycho. Next is Harper's Island. This is more like a little mini-series. There were only 13 episodes. This is about a series of murders that took place on this little island, and the daughter of one of the victims comes back to this island for her best friend's wedding, but about every episode someone starts getting killed off and then they can't get off the island. This was a really fantastic show, and I don't hear a lot about it. This is a great show to just binge watch because there are only 13 episodes. Unfortunately, I watched it live, so I had to watch 1 a week, but this really was a fantastic show, and I definitely recommend checking this one out. Next is Stranger Things. I know I don't have to go into detail about this because it is very popular, but if you haven't checked it out, you definitely need to. I had heard so many great things about this TV show, but it didn't sound like something that I would ever be interested in. But this is about a small town in the 80s, and a young boy goes missing, and all of his friends and his mother try to find him. But meanwhile, a mysterious girl has come to town. I was extremely surprised by this TV show because I didn't think I would like it, but I ended up really loving this show. There are only 2 seasons out right now, but I've seen both of them and just loved both of them equally. You really end up bonding with all of the characters in this town. So if you think this show is something that you wouldn't be interested in, definitely give it a try because it is really a good show and it really surprised me. The next show I want to mention is Slasher. Again, I really hadn't heard anyone talk about this TV show, but I found it on Netflix one night. It's kind of done like American Horror Story, where every season is a different story and has different characters. I did watch 2 seasons of it, but the first season was my favorite. The first season is about a girl whose parents are murdered, and 30 years later, her and her husband move back into the house that they were murdered in. But of course, people start dying around her when she moves back in, and she thinks that it's the person who killed her parents. There were some cheesy bits in this show, but overall, it was really enjoyable, and I couldn't stop watching them. I binge watched this all in one evening. Also, the main girl in this is Katie McGrath, who plays Morgana in Merlin, and I absolutely love Merlin, so I definitely wanted to check this one out, and I really enjoyed her in this role. And I guess I want to mention The Haunting of Hill House. I am only a few episodes in, but I'm really loving this show. I had heard so many great things about it, so I was a little unsure if it would be good or not, but everyone seems to be right about it so far. I really love this show. It's super creepy. I am having a little bit of a hard time keeping the characters straight just because all of the women seem to look the same to me, but as I'm getting further and further into the season, I'm starting to recognize them more. I found the acting to be pretty bad in the first episode, but it seems to be getting better as well. But again, I've been really surprised by this one, and I've been really enjoying it, and I can't wait to finish it. Okay, so those are just a few TV shows that I really like that are horror themed. Let me know if you guys like scary movies or TV shows and what your favorite TV shows are. Also, let me know if you've seen any of these shows and what you thought of them. Have a happy Halloween, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.